friend.
I got it.
At first it was like a fairy tale. I remember thinking, I'm scared. Things are too good to be true.
You know, I wanted to get married and live happily ever after. That's just kind of what you assume. We married, and then everything fell apart shortly after our wedding.
It turned into a nightmare.
He would ask me, why didn't you call me at a certain time, or why didn't you text me at a certain time? And it was all about control of my daily life.
He never gave me gas money to leave, or, if I got upset and I wanted to leave, he would stab at my tires.
As time went on, it became more unbearable.
I walked on eggshells. I tried not to upset him. I would just keep my mouth shut. I wouldn't ask for anything.
At one point, I was laying in bed and laying on my pillow. I had my head on my pillow, and he punched my pillow right next to my head, repeatedly.
There was always throwing things and breaking things and slamming doors or punching holes in the walls.
The language he used was so incredibly hurtful and violent, and I was stunned.
He would just put me down all the time, get angry at me, and everything was my fault.
Taking that verbal beating that I had constantly just whittled me down. And when I did try to speak out from time to time, and parts of me, my true self, would try to push out, he would just beat me back down.
Everything was so hectic and chaotic, and I was just devastated.
I told him that I didn't want to see him again, but he came over to my house anyway, and he literally broke in through the front door, barged in, and started acting very deranged. He was pacing back and forth, mumbling things. It terrified me.
I ran, and I called my uncle, and he came and got me. But of course I went back.
I kept asking him, begging him to leave my house. I made it clear that we were separated at that time. I had already told him previously I wanted to file for divorce. And the way he was behaving, I was terrified for my life.
I told my daughter to run next door and call the police, because he grabbed my phone out of my hand. I was trying to call the police, and he threw it against the wall and broke it, jerked the house phone out of the wall. And when she was running out the door, he tried to grab my hair. And I thought, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing here? And that's when I left. I think it's part of the cycle, because he was also raised in a domestic violent home, abusive. He's told me that he remembered waking up and making his mom a pot of coffee because she would be drunk and he couldn't hardly reach the coffee pot. He was afraid his dad would come home and beat her. Fear of mine was asking for help and having my children taken from me. I didn't know that we could go together. That makes all the difference in the world, because a lot of people wouldn't stay, a lot of women wouldn't stay if they knew that there would be somebody to help them.
I bet the people who are watching this video right now, half of the women in this room right now are survivors or current victims of domestic abuse. There comes a point when you have to look up and you have to reach up and allow people to reach down and pull you up.
I was just lost. Tore apart, ripped apart. And they gave me everything that I needed to rebuild myself from the inside out. How can we sleep at night? How can we get a full night's sleep tonight
knowing that by this time tomorrow, 4 women and 5 children will have died in our country. It's time that we do something about it.